Pastor, what should be the minimum length of a dress to be acceptable for a Christian lady? We're receiving different questions.
Minimum length of a dress. I think pastors should not be babbling in such matters. I think it is even not my obligation to give measurement to the length of the skirt of my wife. She is a human being, for God's sake. Let me tell you a principle that I think we Christians must understand. In the book of Genesis, when God was telling man about the authority he has given to the man, he says man should manage the earth for him. Genesis 1:26. He said man should rule upon the creations of God, upon animals, upon birds, upon all creations of God should come under God's rulership. But since God asked us here as his representatives, he said we should rule for him, rule over everything God has created. But he didn't put man there, and he didn't put woman there. So woman are not supposed to be dominated or managed by another man. So a man is not here on earth with the assignment to manage any human or any woman or any other human being. We don't have that authority. We are not given the authority to rule over another person. We can lead by example. We can teach. We can instruct. But not our opinion, God's opinion. And we have the mandate to bring God's glory to the earth, not to manipulate or to instruct other human beings. We shouldn't let anybody feel inferior. Even if I'm a pastor, I shouldn't make my members feel inferior to me. Maybe I'm a pastor or I'm their pastor in the church, but if I go to their spheres of life, I could listen to them. They are my leaders there. For example, if I go to see my doctor, I have to listen. She is the boss there. So I'm a king, so to say, behind the pulpit in my church, but she is a king at her workplace. The other people, engineers, businessmen, in their profession, where they have conquered, where they have their promised land, they are kings there. So as they submit to me here, I submit to them there. It's a mutual relationship. Yes, they respect me as a pastor, but I should respect them as human beings as well. So if I'm beginning to tell people what to wear and how long the length should be, I am viewing them as if they are inferior to me. I shouldn't. I could advise people. I could, tell them my opinion, but I must give them the willingness to decide. Even God Almighty will not violate the will of a man. So the will of the lady must be considered. And nobody has authority over another person's will. Only the lady has the authority over her own will. And only her will must be done in that sense. And if God says anything about that, then she herself only could submit her will to God. God will not even submit her own will to himself. God Almighty will give her the authority and the freedom to willingly submit our will to God. So we shouldn't be after making women to submit or women to do what we think should be done. They have the authority over their own will to decide what to wear, the length of it, what to cover or not to cover. I think pastors shouldn't be babbling into that.
Thank you, sir.